Hello, everyone. Hello, Sarah Nation. Sarah Xavier, creator and founder of Finance Babe. And today is day two of the live stream for the Feminine CFO Secrets to Shatter Financial Buyers to Lead, Thrive, and Achieve Your Dreams. And if you haven't joined us at the event, you are missing out a lot of things. We have 17 amazing experts that are sharing their knowledge and on how to break out the glass ceiling, how to shatter their financial barriers, or how they did it, right? They are our trailblazers. And they are now teaching us the strategies to help you to shatter the financial barriers and how you can actually succeed so you can lead, so you can thrive and achieve your dreams. And if you haven't signed up yet, make sure to in the QR code that I'm showing you here. Join us there so you can benefit from all the information that these amazing experts are sharing with you. And today I am bringing you two amazing human beings and family women that at the same time are succeeding and have been of service to a lot of women. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because they are experts on something that is very common right now all across the world, not just here in the United States, but all across the world. To be, I was actually very surprised when I saw the statistic on divorce, and the United States is actually not the number one. So I'm going to be bringing out right now, and let me actually, before I do that, I want to do a little introduction about them. So they are the founders of exExperts, and they also have a podcast that is called the Divorce Etc. podcast, and they talk about no nonsense professional resources, help guys. They bring out a lot of different experts in different areas, so you can actually like learn about how to manage your divorce or even after divorce. And obviously during this event we are going to be talking a little bit more about how divorce can affect our finances. So I'm going to bring in first th Irwin. Hi, th.
Hi, how are
And I'm
you?
going to bring in Jessica Klingbaum. I hope that I mentioned that last name correctly. Can you
Yeah,
guys
that's
help me with
fine. Klingbaum, it's fine.
all
Yeah,
right.
we're good.
Awesome. Well, welcome, ladies. Again, if you guys have not signed up for the Feminine CFO, you guys are missing out. These two powerhouse women that are have been talking to you or talk to you about how to manage divorce, and they're talking about from their own experience, right?
Mhm.
Like they already walk the walk and talk the talk, right? So you guys can learn a lot from them. So today we are going to expand a little bit more about that. And for the ones that are here on the VIP, welcome. And any questions, please make sure to put it in the comments so these ladies can answer any questions that you may have. So
Thank you
thank you
for
so much.
having us, Sarah. We're excited for today and we're thrilled to be a part of this summit with you.
Thank
What
you
she
so much.
said.
Yes, thank you so much for being here because the reality is one of the things that affect the most is probably like up there when it comes to women and finances is divorce. For the most part, like women lose between 40 to 70% of their income when they go through divorce.
Yep.
And this is a reality. It's something that it could happen to the best of the best,
Yep.
right? So tell us a little bit more about like how, first of all, how was your experience when it comes to divorce that lead you to create exExperts? Who
I
wants to
love
start?
that EX experts.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I love it. Um, well, I want to just take one step back because you're talking about money being, a part of, a big factor in divorce. There are a good amount of divorces that don't happen because of money.
Yes.
Because there's financial abuse, you don't think that you can make enough money. How are you going to live? The fear of getting divorced, even though you're incredibly unhappy for whatever reasons, will paralyze you and keep you in the marriage. And then you think you can't afford it, the divorce itself. So you know you're going to be good on the other side, but how the hell am I paying all these people?
That-
And then after your divorce is done, it's the holy crap moment. Where do I get a job? How am I going to keep a roof over my head? Did I negotiate properly on my alimony? Did I make all the right choices? So exExperts was created to help you in all of those spots, thinking about it so that you know that, look, we are not supporters of divorce, but it is a thing, a big thing. And there are just too much noise out there. So we've created a trustworthy place for you to go. So if you're thinking about it and you're feeling paralyzed by money, or you're thinking about how am I going to pay for my divorce, we have a lot of different ways to help you, and then how to reestablish yourself after your divorce is done. So I just wanted to touch on those three things because money does literally rule a lot of things in your life and very big decisions. So I just want to address that. And then Jessica can answer the question.
Yeah,
It, it
I always say, Jessica, I always say that marriage is about love, but divorce is about money.
Yeah.
it's
It's a
true.
big reality, Jessica.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, this really came about because TH and I, we had already been best friends for a number of years. We met because my husband at that time and TH had gone to high school together. So we started our divorce processes literally within a week of each other because we found out within a week of each other that our husbands, who were also best friends, were both having affairs and covering for each other. So they were telling us over the years that they were going on guys' trips and what we were home working and taking care of the kids. They were literally going away with their girlfriends as couples together. So our divorces started at the exact same time, and it was terrifying for both of us. We were young because we had gotten married really young. Our kids were really young. And even when you have a career, you're still worried. I mean, listen, being in a single income household versus a dual income household is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely a bigger deal for all of the women out there that are stay-at-home moms or who've stepped away from their careers to raise their families or who don't have jobs. I had a great job. It was still terrifying. We, at the time, we were in it together every day and we had each other through every step of the way. And it was back then that we would say to each other, we are so lucky that we are in this together. What would we do if we actually had to go through this alone? Neither of us had any experience with divorce. Our parents were still together. And like I said, we weren't really in that age bracket yet where unfortunately divorce becomes more common.
Yeah.
So we would say we don't know how we would have been navigating this without each other. We need to figure out a way to pay it forward and help other people going through divorce so that they don't feel the way that we feel or that we would have felt had we not had each other. Our mission was always all about resources and education. Knowledge is power, and the fear of the unknown is what holds people back. Like TH said, we hear from so many people, and probably everyone watching knows at least one. It might be you, or at least you know one person who should or wants to get divorced and who is not doing it because they don't feel like they can afford it, because
Right.
they don't know how they're going to support themselves. They don't know how they're going to support their families. They don't know really what their assets are or what they have. And when I say assets, like you don't have to be, tremendously wealthy. You just got to know what you have. Do you have a car? Do you have a house? What do you guys own? But unfortunately, women are statistically very often the lower wage earners in a marriage. And it's, again, just terrifying to think about it. So we have put together the exExperts platform to be able to offer resources to people so that they don't have to worry about it as much and that they can educate themselves and know how to answer the questions and know what they need to do. We always say you don't know what you don't know when you're getting divorced. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Because how are you supposed to know? That's what it's all about.
Definitely. And Linnea says, wow, what a way to connect and process on this journey together. It is daunting to do this alone. So
Yeah.
you guys were very lucky that you guys had each other. Obviously not lucky in the sense of the divorce, but like to have each other during that
Beyond lucky.
and difficult process.
Yeah.
And it's great that now you guys, like you said, are paying it forward and providing all of these resources, because it is scary. And sometimes, like, we don't even know where to start.
That's right.
Think
Right.
that one of the first step that I can give you is get informed, like to know exactly everything that you have together as a couple with your partner, that needs to start. You need to be aware of everything, and I'm talking about investment, the mortgage. Sometimes, I don't know, I think one of you said that you guys didn't even know how much your mortgage was, right?
TH was saying she hadn't
Oh
had a lot
no,
of experience with
I knew how much it was. I just wasn't involved in the process, so I didn't know about negotiating and finding rates and dealing with all the different banks and all that stuff. I knew how much it was, but then I was in a place where my now ex-husband said, I'll take care of the bills, don't worry about it. I an 8, 6, and 4-year-old. Actually, they were younger than that when he said that to me, and I was working, and I was like, okay, good, because in a marriage or a relationship of any kind, people take on different roles. So
Do you
great.
still recommend that now?
Huh?
Now with your experience, do you still recommend that in
I-
respect?
so this is what I think. I think in my mind it's okay. Just make sure you know all the passwords and check it. If he wants to go and send out the bills every month, great. Make sure that you are checking in on the account, you're reviewing it in your free time, you have passwords, logins, and you know what exists. I think it's fine to take on your roles. I mean, presumably if you're doing that, you're in a trusted relationship as far as you know. But make sure that you are educated. So if you have a question like, what is this account? What does this mean? Why do we have money in it? Is your company matching it? Where did this come from? Like, ask the questions. You need to be in a relationship where you can do that. And if you can't, then that is a red flag.
Yes.
So I don't mind.
Is when you discover accounts that you were not aware of.
That's a
Or
problem.
yes, and unfortunately, like I had a client that the husband always say, "I'm taking care of it. I'm taking care of it." And in this case, it wasn't divorce. He actually passed away, and unfortunately, he wasn't taking care of it.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
she ended up like losing her husband companies. She almost lost their home. She had to sell it, go to live with her kids in an apartment, because he never allowed her to be aware of what's happening in the finances. And
Right.
unfortunately, he was not really taking care of anything. So we want to be involved as at the level that you want to be involved. But I recommend you that as a couple, and if you have a partnership with somebody, that you guys both know where you stand in
Yeah.
that relationship,
And
even if you're
absolutely.
the main one taking care of it.
if you are still married, sit down every, month or 3 months or whatever it is and just go over everything with your spouse. Like TH said, if money is such a sensitive topic between you and your partner that you're afraid to ask the questions, or you're afraid they're going to get angry by being asked the questions, you've got a bigger problem on your hands.
Yes,
Right.
Because that should be an open, flowing conversation at any point. But it is important to sit down and have those check-ins and go over things to demonstrate the fact that you are an equal partner. You have every right to know all of the information about all of the accounts that you're a part of. I was one of those people when I was married where my ex would come home with the tax returns and just be like, sign here. And I would just sign. So we get it, but we know better now.
yes.
Right.
And
Right.
what Sarah has put together. That's what this summit is about this week. And that's what exExperts basic mission is. We know better now. So we're here
Yeah.
to teach you what to know and what to think about because you don't know.
I would also say another red flag is, or maybe it's a red flag or not, but don't sign anything if you don't understand what you're signing. Whether it's money related, a contract, an agreement, whatever, ask the questions. And if you feel like you're being, like, you feel like these are dumb questions and you're kind of afraid to ask, but you want the answers, call your accountant, call your financial advisor, call whatever company, Fidelity or whoever is managing those investments.
Your
They
friend.
will educate you for free and probably better than your partner will.
Yeah.
So if you are intimidated, go to the experts to ask, but make sure there's complete transparency with whoever
Yeah.
you're in a relationship with in terms of money and everything, but money for
Yeah, one
sure.
thing that I say is, especially when it comes to financial freedom, I believe that education is the path to freedom. So if you get, so be be curious, be curious, and learn about all of this stuff. Even if you don't end in divorce, let's say that if your partner pass away, for example,
Yeah.
you want to know this stuff. You want to know how to
Absolutely.
manage and handle this, and there's nothing wrong with it. And when it comes to, I know, again, like I mentioned yesterday, if you guys were not in the live stream yesterday, make sure you watch it again. But like I was mentioning yesterday, that sometimes we have a lot of resistance and emotions around money. And the first question that you need to ask yourself is, why do I have this resistance? Why do I have these negative emotions when it comes to managing money or to checking anything that has to do with money?
Yeah.
And shift, learn how to shift all those emotions and thoughts and become curious. It's about being curious about what is going on in my household. How do I do this? Now, I want to shift because that's obviously prior to, but like when, what happens when you're already divorced? Like, do you guys give any information or strategy of help to women that are already divorced and are, or are almost in the middle of it and they don't even know what to do?
You have to meet with a financial advisor. First of all, the meeting itself won't cost you anything. And I think a lot of women are hesitant about meeting a financial advisor because they don't feel like they know enough about money to like find the right financial advisor. They mistakenly think that the meeting is going to cost them money, or they don't think that they have enough money to warrant going to a financial advisor. And
Yes.
I will say, it doesn't matter how much money you have and how much money you make. You need someone to help you figure out what to do so that you can have your money work for you in the most advantageous ways. Maybe you don't make a lot of money, and maybe the best you can put aside is $100 a month. Great. Have someone advising you what to do with that $100 a month so that you can make it grow. Have someone help you be realistic about what you have coming in versus what you have going out so that you're on the right kind of budget. I understand how hard it is and frustrating to feel like there's someone telling you, well, you're only allowed to, buy one pair of shoes, or you're only allowed to spend X number of, money per month on going out to dinner.
It does happen,
It's
Sarah. It's
yeah,
true. That was my
but
marriage.
but your financial advisor can help you with that, and yes, they may put you on a budget, but they're an unbiased, objective person. There is
Yeah.
literally no reason or excuse not to be working with a financial professional. That's my advice.
Yeah, one thing that I want to mention with that is, for the most part, when you are in a marriage, the financial advisor has been chosen by the husband. And about
Yep.
97% of the women has fired that financial advisor because they don't trust them, right?
Right.
Because the husband has been the one that has chose them. Not only that, a lot of times the financial advisors, all they want is for you to give them the money and they take care of it.
Invest it.
As a
Right.
financial coach, financial professional myself, my recommendation or what I do is I educate you. I educate you so you can see and take a look at different options. So you can choose what you feel is the best option for you. But the most important part
Yeah.
there is the education part.
That's right.
Because if you don't get educated and you just give the money to somebody and you don't know the numbers, in my experience, I have seen that a lot of financial advisors, they let's say that they charge 1%, but that's the 1% that is compounded, and you don't even know all the hidden fees that comes after that. I have a lot of clients in the past where they take money out of their investments thinking that, and then the investment company, right, the investment advisors or the investment management company say, well, do you want to pay taxes with this? And they're like, yeah. They send 10%, and then they realize, then they receive a letter from the IRS saying you owe this much, and they're like, why? I pay my taxes. But what they don't tell you is that out of that $30,000, half or maybe a third of it were management fees. You want to be
Right.
very aware of where and how you are, where you're putting your money.
That's
And
right.
that's one thing that I teach about that. And if you guys see in the window, I actually put a freebie for you guys. Is 12 steps. It's like a checklist of things that you need to be aware of and things that you need to look for when you pass through divorce. So make sure, or when you're going through divorce or after divorce, 12 financial steps that you need to take during that time or even after that time. So make sure to get that.
I also just really quickly want to say, like, we're sitting here talking about how, like, the stereotype, right, is that men are the ones that handle divorce. Sorry, men are the
Right.
ones who handle the finances, and generally they've chosen whatever financial professionals you're working with. And honestly, like, you have the right to go and work with a female finance professional. And the truth is, it's like, this may be kind of a weak analogy, but to me it's like, picking a gynecologist. Like, you want someone who can relate to you, who maybe has been down the path that you've been down before, and who really empathizes and is not frustrated by women who have questions. There's nothing worse than feeling belittled,
Inferior. Yeah.
right, by asking questions and feeling like, they're not good questions. Like, I just think it's the growth of women in the finance sector is an amazing thing, and I think people need to take advantage of it, because it it's people who will be more patient generally and be able to explain everything that you need to know.
I
Yeah.
was going to also say that, I mean, everything we're talking about, educating yourself, is also coming from a place of how confident you are. How confident are you in yourself to perform, to learn, to understand the language? A lot of these, traditional financial applications and programs were created by men, and the language is intimidating, and it isn't easy to understand all of the time. There are no bad questions. And if you're in a place where someone is making you feel like you asked a dumb question, then that's not the right person for you, whether it's a man or a woman as a financial advisor or a coach or anybody. You want someone to lead with asking you what you need, what you want, what you understand. The other big thing is, I had like a lot of experts in my divorce process because it took 4 years, and I hired a forensic. I didn't learn enough from my forensic accountant. I paid him a shit ton of money. And I should have been better educated about my tax returns, about the implications of child support being not tax deductible, alimony, how that affects what I have to pay at the end of the year. I was not educated enough that I ended up hiring him to do my taxes for at least 10 years afterwards, because he was a crutch. And it's great. But if you are compiling a team of experts in your divorce, then you better take the time to learn from them. You're paying them a ton of money, not just to get you to the other side and get you the best agreement, but to educate you so that when you get your seal that your divorce is granted, you're like, I got this. I kind of understand enough that I can walk in and hire a financial advisor. I can call my accountant and say, I get this, but I don't get that. Take advantage of the experts who are part of your process, who you're already paying and talking to regularly, and learn certainly about the money.
Yeah.
But for any expert that you have in the process, understand the implications of the decisions that are being made and the proposals being offered to you. Okay, that sounds great. Well, do you understand what that means? So always ask, well, what's the downside to that? What's the upside? But what's the downside? What don't I know?
Right.
What question am I not asking you right now that I should be asking you? That's what you need to be doing if you're thinking about divorce and you're going through it and you have access and you're interviewing these people. You're a blank slate. How could you possibly know? You don't know about alimony and then it runs out and it's actually just really a launch pad for you. And that's why it ends. It's just to get you on your feet. It's not a, here you go. Here's a great gift of money for you. Have a great vacation. So ask those questions. Really, really important. And you can do it. You can do it. We're here to cheer you on, the three of us. Go in, make a list, be prepared, and make it happen. You're the only one who can make this stuff happen for yourself.
Amen.
Yeah, one of the things that I learned after my divorce, because I really talk about it, but like I was in a very how you call that, like hostile
High
relationship.
High
conflict. Yep.
conflict.
Yes, and I didn't have an identity. I was somebody else's wife. I didn't even were able to carry my own name, and I didn't have an identity. I didn't know who I was. I couldn't. My ex husband didn't even allow me to work. He didn't allow me to go to school. So nothing. Like it was like being
And
home
look at you now.
breakfast.
Look at you now.
I know. So I learned so much from that experience. It was horrible. Obviously, I felt awful getting divorced, but I just couldn't go that route, or I was going to kill myself. That's how depressed I was during that relationship, to the point that I just needed to do something for myself. And after that, I was 13 years in the financial industry and I thought I knew everything. And by the way, when I got divorced, I didn't even know about alimony. So I didn't get any
Wow.
money because
Your lawyer didn't tell you about that?
I didn't even hire a lawyer. I just had an attorney that was a client at the job that I got. Take a look at the paper and says, "Do you want anything?" I'm like, "No." And he said, "Okay, well then just wait 6 months and that's it." I
Oh
didn't
gosh.
even have an idea of what alimony was. So 13 years then in the financial industry, and I created Finance Babe because I have learned so many things that I wish I knew back
Mhm.
then, right? But it's shoulda, coulda, woulda. It doesn't matter. What matters is, and what matters is not even your current circumstances. What matters right now is the possibilities, what the outlook that you can have if you get educated and you take the steps for yourself to improve your life, right? To make it better, like you guys are and like I am right now, right?
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. So, ladies, do you guys have anything else that you want to share with the audience today?
I mean, I would just say, like, divorce sucks and it's dark and overwhelming and scary and all the things, but that's not what the rest of your life is going to be like. So just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is opportunity for you to like go on and live the life that you wanted to have and that you want to have. We always talk about divorce as an opportunity because there's so much negativity and so much toxicity around the topic of divorce. There's still so much stigma around it, but you have the right and the capacity to control the narrative and control the process the way that you want it to be. there's no, there's no way to get out of it without it being an awful process, even if it's amicable. And I went through amicable, but even still, it's sad and, depressing, and you're in mourning, and it just literally, like, all of the hard emotions that you're going through. But you don't need to make it harder by avoiding things, like avoiding finding out what's going on with your money and using that information to your benefit for when it comes to all of your negotiations, for your settlement, for your alimony or maintenance, for your child support. And I'm not even saying an advocate for, like, get as much as you can. It's just important to know what's rightfully yours.
Yes.
And too many women are afraid to ask because for some reason, we have been kind of raised to think that it's not ours, or it's not our right, or, it's the guy's responsibility. And, like, don't make your divorce harder on yourself by not having the resources and not knowing what you need to know to be able to make the best choices for yourself moving forward.
Absolutely. How about you, TH?
I would say that you're capable of a lot more than you're going to give yourself credit for. I would say that the voices that are negative and making you feel bad in your head are not what your gut is telling you. So really listen to your gut, trust your intuition. Something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, but it might be worthy of a question or a conversation. I would also say that through something traumatic, whether losing a spouse or going through divorce, and anything real trauma in your life, make sure you really have the right people around you. Make sure you have people who you can trust. This is not the gossip of the town. This is not he's an ass and she's a bitch or whatever. This is your life. So trust your gut, get the best resources, do your homework, because the only person standing in your way of success is you. That's it. If you don't do your homework and you don't want to learn and you don't go and do the things that Sarah's created in this package and we've built up for you, then you have no one to blame but yourself. It's not your ex's fault. It's not your kid's fault. It's not your mom's fault. You are the only one who stands in your way of success. And we are all here to cheer you on. You can do hard things.
Yeah.
We have all gone through it in different ways. And we have come out the other side to bring great resources to all of you. So trust your gut, ask the questions, and learn what you would never know that you need to know. And you will be successful and you will be happy in yourself and your life. That's my preaching moment.
I love it.
I feel like I just preached.
That is awesome. Where can we find you? Where can we find those resources that you guys are talking about?
So everything's on our website. It's spelled out exExperts, exexperts.com. That's where you'll find all of our information in written form. Our podcast link is right there too, which is available on all platforms. We're in our third season. We are among the top 20% of all Spotify podcasts right now. And we talk about everything, not just thinking about it and being in it, but the real work starts when you're done. We are totally your girlfriends through it all. We have been actually out of our marriages longer than we were in our marriages at this point. We've dated, we've flirted, we got jobs, we ended jobs. Our kids are old now. Like, we've been through it all. We've worked on ourselves and learned a lot of lessons. So you can DM us, you can email us at hello@exexperts.com. And we are on all social. So whatever you like, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, we're there at exExperts. So any questions, be sure to reach out to us, and we can direct you with the resources, and we can direct you whatever stage you're in.
And I just want to add, we have our divorce checklist, which is our downloadable freebie. It's available on our site. And I think Sarah,
divorce rule book, right?
Our divorce.
What I'm going to share is that if you guys want the gift that they are sharing with us at the Feminine CFO make sure to join us at the Feminine CFO so you can guys, grab the guide. There's still time. So make sure to join us at the Feminine CFO. I have put the QR code here, or you can go to financebait.com / and then the Feminine CFO, but in between each letter there's a dash. So make sure that you take advantage of that.
So our divorce rule book are all the non-negotiables when you're going through a divorce. And Jessica and I, like we said, had very different divorces. Mine was super contentious, 4 years, beyond expensive. Hers was basically a hot minute with a box of Kleenex at the dining room table. But we have our own different perspectives, but they will resonate with all of you on things that you absolutely cannot break these rules when going through your divorce, and you will be happier that you listen to them.
That's right.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, ladies, for being here. And
Thank
now
you,
I'm going
Sarah.
to continue with the second day of what we were talking about yesterday, the part two of what I'm teaching the audience about how to become a finance babe, right?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you all for listening. And we hope we hear from you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, ladies. Thank you so
Bye.
much. All right. Okay. So now we are going to get back to continue with the process of how to manage your finances, how to become empowered to take charge, control of your finances so you can live your life on your terms. And precisely, again, it doesn't matter your walk of life. It doesn't matter even what your current circumstances are, but like where you're going, what is your vision? And that's what I want to impart to you right now, because more than ever, we need to know how to manage our finances so we can reach what we want, so we can live our life on our terms. And things are rapidly changing. And it seems sometimes that those dreams that we have, the goals that we are planning, that is getting away further and further. But it's because of that. It's because we are lacking of some financial education. So that's what I'm here for you. I'm here to empower you, to give you the confidence, to show you what you can do to take charge of your finances today. And yesterday, we were talking about the number one thing that you want to identify when it comes to your finances is the gap. And I'm gonna, let me see. Oh, yeah, you can see it from here. So I'm going to put this right here. And is the gap. And it can be a little bit difficult to find, or it can be a little bit easier to find. And when I talk about the gap, what I'm talking about is, where is your money going right now? Where is it going? And the best way to do it is, you want to go back to on the past 6 months, maybe even a year, and you want to see what are the habits, what are the things that are coming out that you're not even aware of, or that maybe you're like, I don't even care about this. Like, I have clients that had 2 gym memberships and they were not even going to either one. I have clients that maybe, were spending a little bit more money than they thought when it comes to clothing. And they even had stuff brand new in the closet. And they didn't have any money at the end of the month, and they didn't understand why. Or their debt, the debt keep mounting up, and they have all of this guilt and emotions, negative emotions, because of the debt. And one of the things, tomorrow probably I will be talking a little bit, no, maybe Thursday, I'm going to be talking a little bit about debt and how to shift the emotions when it comes to that. So we want to find out where is it that our money is going, and then we want to see if the way we are spending our money is aligned with our priorities and values. If your money going to where you value more, where your priority is. And you can say that priorities can be your dreams. Like, do you dream to build your own home or buy your own home? Do you dream to be able to take 6 months off and go travel? We all have that kind of dream. It could be as simple as, I'm getting to that age that I need to worry about retirement, and I'm not saving any money for it. I don't even have $400 in my account in case of an emergency. How am I going to afford healthcare later in the future? So again, there's so many things, and we all have different priorities and value. What is it that you value most? And you want to see if where your money is going is aligned with the priorities and your values. And today, as I mentioned yesterday, I was going to talk about the next step, which is creating short-term goals, short-term goals and short-term savings. And the number one is the emergency, right? In case, and I call it peace of mind fund. It could be emergency fund. It could be rainy day fund. I'm sure that you guys have heard all of the different terms. The terms doesn't really matter. It depends on how it makes you feel. But that's why I call it the peace of mind fund, because I want to make sure that if something happened, I have some money there that I can use for anything that come up. It could be a birthday, it could be an anniversary, it could be my car broke down. It doesn't matter what it is, but that you have, it could be losing my job. It could be any of that, right? You want to make sure that you have certain amount of money in your account, in an account, that you have some access to it, but it's not an easy access, like with the one that you use to pay your bills, right? Because if it's too easy of an access, you might spend that money too, right? And one of the things that I teach you on Finance Babe Academy, that I might talk a little bit more about it in a bit, one of the things that I teach you is how to shift your priorities and how to make sure that your spendings are aligned with the priorities and values, and how to make it in a way that you are in control of your money, but at the same time, you know that you are growing your money, right? And we're gonna shift those emotions. Yesterday we talked a lot about mindset, about like the way we look at money, even our money stories. And I think tomorrow one of our speakers, oh no, on Monday, yes, yesterday, one of our speakers spoke about that, about your money story. So again, if you guys have not signed up for the Feminine CFO, make sure you do, so you can actually get all of these resources that all of these women are providing you. So with the short-term goals, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of money. And one of my biggest suggestion is to automate it, because when you automate something, you are in control, because you have set it up for success, not failure. A lot of times we feel that if we are holding the money, if we are paying cash for everything, if we are the ones moving the money from one place to another, that we are in control of that money. And unfortunately, that's not necessarily the case. When you automate, you are going to create a habit that you might not even need to think about. Not only that, because you're not seeing that money going away, you are going to adapt your lifestyle to the money that is in your bank account, not the money that is going out to that other account that is going to create that peace of mind fund. So that is just one of the steps. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking a little bit more about, after your short term, what are the other things that you need to take in consideration in order to either maintain your lifestyle that you have right now all the way to the future, or improve and increase that lifestyle that you have right now. If you're not happy with it, what can you do in order to create more streams of income, and even passive income or more cash flow, so you can create the lifestyle that you're actually either accustomed to, or the lifestyle that you want. And as I mentioned earlier, I want to tell you a little bit more about Finance Babe Academy. Finance Babe Academy is an 8-week course, but there's so much power inside the academy, because we are going to dig deeper when it comes to your money mindset. And we are going to go through a makeover on that money mindset and your relationship with money. We are going to learn how we can shift your emotions surrounding money, and how to release or heal all that, any traumas, any bad experiences that now are stopping us to have a good relationship with money. And I provide you with the resources and everything that has to do with that. And that's just the first part, right? There's more. We want to make sure, where are you now? I did say earlier, it doesn't matter where you are, but yes, we want to be aware. We want to gain crystal ball clarity of where we are right now. It's kind of like creating a GPS, right? If you don't know where you are and you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up somewhere else. But when we are very crystal clear of where we are and where is it that we want to go, then that's going to help us to reach our goal and be intentional about the way we manage our money, right? Because you're gonna think twice if that $100 that you're gonna spend on those shoes, you're gonna think twice if this really, do I really care about the shoes that is going to put that, my biggest goal, my big audacious goal, further away. So we are going to learn how to shift that mindset, that mentality, and create new habits and behaviors. And again, with inside the course, we are also going to be talking about debt. We are going to conquer credit. And again, we are going to shift the way we see debt and the way we see credit, so we can use it towards our advantage. So we are going to be learning about that and creating a plan to get rid of the debt that makes you feel uncomfortable right now, and eliminate the shame and the guilt and the embarrassment of why I got into debt. Again, you guys are not the only one. We all go through ups and downs. Even the market, as you know, the market is cyclical. There are times of expansion and there are times of construction. And I'm pretty sure that you're feeling right now that construction. But let me give you the good news. The good news is, during the times of construction, that's where millionaires are created. That's where opportunities comes in front of you. But you have to know where those opportunities are. You have to learn to identify them. And sometimes we are so focused on the hustle and the bustle and our current circumstances and what happened in the past that we miss those opportunities. So make sure that you are aware of that this is the time of opportunities. And I will teach you inside the Finance Bay Academy, I will teach you how to take advantage of those opportunities. The other one is about investments, right? Like, yes, you have your short-term goals, but even this money here can make you money. But if you don't know how to do it, then you're not going to be able to take advantage of it. And most of the women, most of the clients that I have talked to, unfortunately, they keep their money in the bank, and the bank is charging you fees. The bank doesn't give you any interest. Even your savings account is not making you any money. So you want to learn where to put your money so money works for you as long as and as much as you work for your money. So I want you to become an investing babe. I want you to start, feeling like, hey, I have the power. And there's been multiple statistics that show that women are great investors if we get educated about doing it. And you can do it. You can learn about stock market. You can learn about mutual funds. You can learn about index funds. There's a lot of things, and we teach that in a fun way inside the Finance Babe Academy. The other one is about asset allocation, right? We are going to be talking about that, not in a boring way. We are going to get excited about our net worth, and we are going to see how a net worth keep growing each and every day. How about creating other ways to create passive income? How about passive income? Yes, you're working right now. Yes, you're doing all of these things, but that's very masculine. When we are like in constant doing and doing and doing, the reason we feel exhausted a lot of times is because we are in that constant doing and a masculine way. But what about if you can create income with ease and attract money to yourself? That's what we are as women. That's why I call this event the feminine CFO, because when we get in touch with that feminine side, and we are going to, we know that the money is going to come, and we are going to attract it with more ease without feeling that anxiety of where is the money going to come from the next time. And I'm going to be teaching you that in the finance on Inside Finance Babe Academy. And then the last one, which tomorrow we're going to be talking a little bit about that, so make sure to join us and tune in tomorrow, is real estate. You know that real estate is probably one of the best way to create cash flow, to create passive income, and to create wealth. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow. And again, if you guys have not signed up for the feminine CFO, make sure you do, because we have a special guest that is going to be talking about ways to start in the real estate with probably very little money or no money. So let's talk a little, let's learn about this. And it can be done. I have seen it, I have seen the example, and I'm living it myself to today. And finally, again, is the magic of automation. When we create everything, right, all of these streams of income, and we get to automate all of this, put everything on autopilot, boy, that is freedom. That is freedom. And knowing what is your financial freedom number, and being able to say, hey, I want to work today, tomorrow I don't want to work, and you still making money even while you sleep. That is freedom, right? Freedom is to be the money that you have, plus the interest that you have, that you're receiving, that is allowing you to not work or work, and you still making money to cover your bills and then some. So please join us again at the Feminine CFO, and tomorrow we are going to be here again. Make sure to take advantage of that. Thank you so much for being here. And again, my name is Sarah Xavier, creator and founder of Finance Babe, and I'll see you tomorrow.